Come with us on a journey when anime and Western civilization collide. Will it unite the world, or will it cause society to implode into a fiery death? Either way, we are stuck with a bunch of weeaboos, or we cease to exist.
Y bienvenidos chicos y chicas al nuevo capítulo de Dos Hombres en un Almacén or Depósito. I don't know. I forgot how you say warehouse in Spanish. I asked my mom earlier. She says it's Depósito, but that sounds like deposit.
Sounds like Despacito.
Despacito. Despacito.
Quiero Despacito. I don't know.
Yeah. That was weird. It's actually really weird because we came up with that idea at the same time. Like you mentioned it to me.
No, we didn't come up with it at the same time. I guess it was kind of the same time, but we were in two different locations.
Yeah. The only reason I really agreed to really want to do it was because we have Argentinian listeners.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, show a little love to them.
Show a little love.
Yeah.
Boludo.
Is that?
I think that's something they say in Argentina. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'm Peruvian, so I wouldn't know.
Not Bolivian. Want to be Argentinian?
Yeah. Oh, don't say that.
Oh, it's too late. It's already been said.
But it's actually funny. I was thinking about doing a Spanish intro just as a joke. Yeah. Because in my recommendations, I got a recommended Dragon Ball Z, like a random scene, but it was in Spanish. It was in Latino Spanish, not the Spain Spanish. It's Castellano is like Latino. I think I could be wrong.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Oh, sí, delicioso.
Dos accidentes.
All right, well, welcome back to another episode of Two Guys in a Warehouse.
Yeah. So, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, dude. We watched the newest episode of Fire Force, which would be episode 8, I believe, right?
Was it? No, it should be 9.
No, I think it's 8. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Was it an episode behind Dr. Stone?
Is episode 9.
Okay, so it's an episode behind. Then.
Yeah.
So yeah, episode 8.
Yeah. We agree that it's a bad show.
Yeah, it has potential. It had potential, but
dude,
is it David Productions that's doing it?
I think it's David Productions. Yeah.
And they just kind of ruined it.
It's almost like a joke, like the way the animation, like just the way that there's no faces for.
It kills me.
It's like 65% of the show. There's no faces.
I know.
Or their mouth. There's a mouth, but there's no eyes or nose or anything like that.
I feel like they're trying to do it to save money to put all this
work
into these fight scenes, which still aren't even that great.
Doesn't make any sense, man.
Although in the last episode, when Shinra comes in and stomps that guy's face, that was pretty.
Like this past episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was dope. That was it's weird. I want to love Fire Force. I really do.
Me too.
And I think there's a lot of things that are really, really good for it. But
I just think they got the wrong studio to.
The wrong studio, and I think it's fan service is just dated.
Yeah.
It's like most people just don't accept it, and it's just getting trashed so bad. And I don't think it's that bad of a show. I think it's all right. Like it's
watchable.
Exactly. It's a shonen, battle shonen that you would expect to see on Cartoon Network.
Yeah,
it airs on
Toonami.
So,
yeah. But, I completely agree with that.
It's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's kind of depressing to be honest, because I was really excited for Fire Force.
Yeah, but whatever.
Yeah.
But all right. So let's just get into this topic.
Gonna go into the topic.
Yeah.
All right.
This was actually inspired by Jazz Anime. I hope I said his name right. He recently came back.
Jazz Anime.
Jazz Anime. Is it Jazz Anime?
Just Anime. Jazz Anime. I feel like it's supposed to be like a play on words, like just anime, but it's like
I don't.
Just Anime.
I don't think it is, man. I don't think it is. Well, originally
I could be wrong.
He had a way bigger account, the Anime Jazz. I believe. I hope that.
Oh, maybe that's
Yeah, I think that's his name. Jazz, or short for his actual name. Yeah. I could be wrong, but really cool dude. He does a lot of anime reviews. But he recently came back, gave up his really big account. He started a new account and is doing anime reviews and stuff. Anime reviews, movie reviews, whatever. But he made a post and it made me think dang, that's a good idea. We should talk about that. Because we've been trying to figure out what we want to talk about on the podcast. And I was like, damn, that's something really relevant.
Yeah.
And it's Western culture, kind of being accepting anime.
Yeah.
Anime being more accepted into Western culture.
I was talking about this a few months ago. I think it was right around the time we were at Katsucon.
Yeah.
And how it seems like there's a lot more people that are into anime now.
Oh, no, for sure. I think it's the Toonami kids. All the kids that used to watch it as...
Well, I mean, it was airing and you'd be up late, or a lot of kids would be up late watching.
Yeah. I mean, that's when anime broke through. It was kind of late 90s, early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, all those kids are growing
up.
up.
Naruto was on.
Naruto,
I mean, that was probably the huge
Inuyasha.
catalyst.
Yeah. Cowboy Bebop, too, was like pretty big.
Yeah, Cowboy Bebop for sure.
One
Pokemon,
Piece. Obviously.
Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!
Dragon Ball Z, all that stuff, Yu Yu Hakusho. So, basically, we just want to talk about like how I feel we've talked about how anime like acceptance. It doesn't seem like it's accepted.
Yeah,
but it slowly. It's definitely different from like maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah, for sure.
Like people are more open to talk about it. It's on Netflix. I mean, Netflix is making their own anime.
Well, Netflix, Amazon
is. I don't think they're making their own anime, but they are licensing.
I see what you mean. Like Netflix is kind of its own studio now, but
I'm not sure how Netflix does it because Seven Deadly Sins.
Yeah,
it's considered a Netflix original, but it aired. No,
they probably hire a studio to do it.
I don't know. I don't know if they help fund it or whatever, or if they just license the streaming rights and then they consider it a Netflix original.
Yeah,
because a lot of A1 Picture shows are considered A1. Like I think they're partnered a lot with A1 Pictures because Seven Deadly Sins, the Fate series, they have that stuff over there.
SAO's,
SAO's on there.
GGO, Gun
Gale too, and God Eater too. But God Eater was on Hulu, so I don't understand how Netflix's thing that works. But I know they're helping to fund some other shows. Like I think Bones is doing one for them.
Oh well, yeah.
I don't think it's Carol on Tuesday, but Netflix does have the rights to Carol on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I mean, you have like
I know. I'm still waiting on that to come out.
Dude, I kind of just want to watch it illegally because I'm not completely against watching illegally, honestly. But because dude, anime apps suck.
I feel like this is kind of like a good segue into one of the points that we had about why anime has such a large influence in the Western civilization now is because of accessibility.
Oh, dude, I can't even imagine how it was in like the 80s or 90s. People bought VHSs of anime, and I can't even fathom how expensive that would get. I mean, even as early as like mid 2000s, people would buy sets. Remember when you bought the Eureka 7 set?
Oh yes,
dude,
I remember.
When was that? That was like 2009, maybe. That was like right when you could drive.
So that would have been 2000. Yeah, 2000.
Because you could drive right out the gate. No, you were like driving at like 16.
2009, 2010, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it was like $50. You didn't read what you got, but you got what, like 5 episodes?
I got 5 episodes, a T-shirt, which I still have, and
a manga, right?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was one of the volumes.
50, dude.
It was a chapter, I think.
No, it was a full book. I could have sworn it was a full book.
I think it had a couple chapters in it. Yeah. Maybe it was. Well, yeah.
I mean, that was like what, 50, 60
I still
bucks?
have that box set. I'll take a look when I go home.
Dude, you should bring it over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that was a lot of money.
Put it in the warehouse of anime.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine? So,
oh yeah, I spent like $60 or $70 on that.
Yeah, and at the Eureka 7's what, a 50 episode anime?
Yeah. So, and I only got like 5 episodes.
So could you imagine somebody that's 10 sets, $600? Yeah, for the whole series. When now,
I don't know if that was just like a special. I mean, they were still having. I think that was my mistake. So I think I saw it and thought it was the full set, but didn't realize it wasn't. But I was also like young and dumb and just like, oh, it's a big box. I mean, I really didn't know about like manga and stuff like that either. Yeah. So I was just like, oh, it's just the whole DVD set. It looks like, a freaking Friends box set.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do know that at least like for a fact that they were selling sets for like $25.
Yeah.
I mean, Viz Media, still kind of does it. They do like 13 episodes. Like even with Naruto, they just finished releasing Naruto. It's like $25 for 13 episodes. Naruto's
yeah.
I think
Naruto, a couple hundred episodes.
Yeah, and that's for Shippuden. Shippuden is what, 500 episodes.
Yeah,
and then the original Naruto is like 200 or is it 200 or is it like 166, something like that? It's a lot.
Episode 122 is like when they.
Well, I know there's like 80 episodes of filler.
Yeah,
after
it's right after 122.
Yeah,
I think.
So it might be around 200. So the whole series is 700 episodes almost That's crazy.
Yeah, for Naruto and Naruto.
Like, I mean, can you imagine somebody buying those sets? But now it's way cheaper.
Oh yeah.
Like,
well, plus now you have so many streaming sites.
Exactly.
And when we started getting into anime, that's when they had a bunch of sites like Anime Freak.
Yeah, we weren't watching
Dub Anime.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Dude, Anime Freak, that was
where that's where I found Ayori Aoshi.
That site does not work well at all anymore. I tried to use it a couple
for some
months
things.
ago.
I think it does, but
yeah, yeah. I mean, now
it's not the same as what it was.
Well, it doesn't make sense anymore to use because like you could watch it on Hulu or Netflix, and those are two of like the best. Even Amazon to an extent is like one of the better streaming sites.
Which I'm surprised that website's still even up.
Which one? Anime Freak? Oh yeah, I don't know how that. I'm not sure how that works.
Maybe people who are still getting into it don't really know about Funimation, and well, I guess they should know about it on Netflix and Hulu though.
Yeah, that's true.
Or it could be kids, who don't, their parents don't have subscriptions.
Oh no, that's exactly how
like that.
Like that's exactly how I used to watch anime was through like, I didn't know about Kiss Anime I used to watch like Anime Palm, dubbed anime or cartoons something. Cartoonsonline.com. I watched a lot of anime, and it was weird when I first got a Netflix password from my friend in high school. Because that's how it worked, right?
Yeah.
Like your one friend is like, "Hey, you want my Netflix?" I'm like, "Oh, hell yeah, dude!" It was funny too. His family was like super conservative. I can't remember what he was. He was Ethiopian. Can't remember what religion, but I remember I was watching all the anime on there, and he ended up changing the password.
Oh, he just shut you out?
He wasn't trying to mess me up because he told me, he's like, "Yeah, dude, are you watching anime on my account? Because my dad like saw it and he like kind of got at me, and I was like, oh, dude, I'm sorry."
Yeah.
Because that's where I watched like Rosario Vampire. But I think the series that got him in trouble was High School of the Dead. Was on there.
For sure. That would be pretty. yeah.
That wasn't the only stuff I was watching. I watched Desert Punk on there, Darker Than Black, but High School of the Dead definitely leaves a pretty big impression.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and plus, I don't know what the album artwork looks like on Netflix, but I'm sure it wasn't.
It was pretty. It was pretty intense.
Yeah, I could imagine.
So yeah,
everything for that show is.
But I mean, that's definitely like Netflix has done as bad of a job they've done with like some of those live action adaptations, and even with like their original anime that they're kind of helping to produce. I think the only really good one that came out was Devilman Crybaby. I'm pretty sure. That was a good one. But other than that, I mean, they've done a good job like bringing fans in. But I think the quality is not the best.
Well, plus you get the previews. On Netflix it shows you the new stuff, and it'll give previews and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
And there might be some people who are watching different things, like just like regular cartoons on there, and then it recommends it to them.
Anime. Yeah, so they're definitely. I do feel like anime is getting a lot bigger.
Oh yeah, I think it's starting to get a footing. Definitely here in the Western civilization.
Yeah, and then I mean, you even have anime only, like streaming.
Funimation, Crunchyroll, High Dive.
All of which suck,
Verve,
by the way.
VRV.
As much as I hate to admit it,
Crunchyroll is pretty good.
Crunchyroll sucks for me, man.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never had an issue with Crunchyroll.
I mean, I don't have as many issues, at least with like considering like Funimation's the worst, I think, in my opinion. But
I would agree with that.
Crunchyroll,
High Dive's pretty good.
Every now and then, Crunchyroll will mess up for me. High Dive, it's not even available for me except for on tablet.
Yeah.
I can't watch it on my TV. Can't watch it on my PS4.
Well, why don't you spend some money and upgrade?
Nah, dude, I already have a PS4 and then a nice Samsung TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, upgrade better.
Nah, dude. They just need to make the app for that specific thing.
Yeah, I'm sure it's coming because didn't they just put it on? Well, they put it on Roku.
They just put it on Roku, I think. I mean, it's just taking so long.
Don't they have VRV or Verve?
Not for Samsung, I don't think.
For PlayStation, though.
Yeah, but then you have to get a Verve account, I think, right?
Yeah.
Then I have to. I don't want to get a Verve account.
Enough account says it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you kind of touched on it, like adaptations and everything. I mean, there's also so many live adaptations now too.
Yeah.
So like you have Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, Ghost in the Shell with Scarlett Johansson.
Death Note.
Alita. Yeah, Speed Racer. Well, that was a while back, but Speed Racer came out. And then they announced I think last year they announced that they're going to do a live action of One Piece. I don't know how that's going to work.
Really? Oh, aren't they? And they're doing a live action of Your Name.
That's right. They are doing a live action of your name. Dang. Remember? Yeah, we met the
Michael Sinterklaas.
Sinterklaas. That's a name.
Santa Claus.
Sinterklaas. But yeah, he told us like kind of how they were going to do it, but I think everybody knows at this point because we met him at KatsuCon.
Yeah, that was months ago.
Last year, or last year I guess.
This year.
Last year.
This past February. So we met him, and yeah, he was telling us like they're gonna basically make Mitsuha from like an Indian tribe or something.
Native American tribe, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess it makes sense. Well, because it's going to be set in North America, and I think Taki
is supposed to live in like New York or something.
I think it's Chicago. He said.
Oh, Chicago.
I think Chicago.
I don't know. Regardless, I don't know. I'm not really looking forward to it in general because I've seen how all the other live actions have gone.
Dude, the Speed Racer one was pretty fire.
Yeah, but Speed Racer, yeah.
I'll have to bring it to you. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was big into Speed Racer.
I did like
show as a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
it's kind of hard to mess up something like Speed Racer. I feel like that's really easy to adapt.
For the most part, yeah. I would agree. I mean, I know a lot of people hated on Ghost in the Shell. I didn't think it was that bad. I think it was simplified because like the original Ghost in the Shell movies, like. Very philosophical, very complex. It's funny. I remember seeing the trailer. Prior to like being released, I was watching a movie with my dad. I can't remember what movie, but I saw the trailer. No, it was they wouldn't have that. Yeah. But like he said to me, he's like, yeah, it looks too complicated. And my dad loves like watching movies, so I was like, dang.
Yeah.
And it was still pretty like, it didn't feel like Ghost in the Shell. It was like definitely a simplified version.
Yeah. Well, I mean. I've heard different things about the Ghost in the Shell movie, but I mean that's another thing too. I mean that they're showing these movies in movie theaters.
Yeah, like big live. Oh, like the actual. Well, not only just like live actions, or except for Death Note, which was on Netflix, but they're showing like actual anime movies. They just I think last year they did like a studio. Or a Hayao Miyazaki kind of thing where they each week they were showing a different movie in in Virginia, Maryland,
Regal.
DC, like all those areas they had. I was like, oh dang, that's awesome. Even did we watch an anime movie recently? Or am I
recently?
Tripping?
No.
Well, I did watch Mirai with my friend.
Yeah, we watched that here.
We watched that here too, but I watched it in theaters.
I think the last movie we saw together.
SAO, was it?
No, Your Name, right?
Maybe it was Your Name. But we did watch SAO too. And I mean like the frequency of the movie, like how fast it's released compared to when it airs in Japan. It's not that big of a gap now. Like before it would be year. I mean, Your Name I think was the longest. Took the longest. I don't understand why. But like the Dragon Ball Super movie with Broly, I think that was like a month or two.
Yeah, it wasn't far after.
It
wasn't very long after.
And then,
well, they have all the simuldubs now too.
Yeah, but I don't know what it is about anime movies. Those seem to always take longer.
Well, there's probably a lot more directing involved in it.
Well, like for what, like the dubs?
Yeah.
Because I mean,
and engineering. Well, I mean, basically they only get one shot. You know, like as far as doing a show, you have all these episodes. You can kind of work with it to get the feel you're looking for, but with a movie, you have to. It's, you know what I mean?
Like the script has to kind of be perfect, I guess.
Yeah, kind of. Well, I mean, or like the sound. You know, you kind of when they're making a show, they can kind of adjust. Like, they have a little more time. I feel like.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's not. I feel like it was like with Your Name is probably a big chunk that they got, whereas with the show, they're like, okay, here's like one episode, here's another episode.
Yeah. I mean, like with Your Name,
it's smaller bits.
I feel like it took longer for it to be licensed too. I'm not sure. It could also
have been a whole legal thing too.
It could have been like it's expensive too.
Yeah.
But there's like the new anime movie that's coming out.
Weathering with You.
Not that one, but Promare.
Promare. Yeah, that one's already like dubbed. Well, it's gonna be dubbed pretty much right after.
It came out just last month.
Yeah.
And I think it's like a 2-month or a month gap. That's not bad. Yeah. It's still pretty long, but I mean it's not that bad.
I mean, for a whole movie.
Yeah, they're gonna have I think they aired it on in one of these conventions. I can't remember. But yeah. So like the frequency of movies is coming out a lot quicker.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a good thing because there's a lot of great anime movies out there.
Yeah.
But the other thing, what other thing were we going to talk about with this?
Well, there was like 2 other things that we were going to talk about, so I don't know which one you want to go to.
Oh, whichever one, man.
Whichever one. Okay. Well, I mean, we
You good, man?
Yeah. I mean,
those Red Bulls.
like there's a lot. Yeah, no, a lot of Red Bull.
Yeah.
So like the influence like that is on celebrities now.
Yeah,
know?
There's
a lot of celebrities.
A lot of big name celebrities are now like
anime fans.
I wouldn't even like anime fans, but they're not. They're also just not afraid to say, "Hey, I saw this character and I like kind of took their style."
Kind of like Kim Kardashian.
With
she did 02.
Dude, that was like such a big thing too.
I know.
It was huge.
I mean, nobody would expect that.
Nobody expected that especially from her. I think for the most part, a lot of people know about Kanye being a huge fan of Akira. I think I can't remember if it's Power or
maybe
one of
he
his
got
music
Kim
videos.
into
anime.
Yeah,
maybe, dude. But then we have our local rapper, Logic.
Yeah,
who's a huge fan of anime.
Well, he did that project with Steve Blum.
Yeah, the album.
Yeah.
I can't even remember the name of the album. The Greatest Story or something like that. But
I'm not a big Logic fan, so I can't remember exactly what it was, but I just know he did something with them.
I thought it was a really good album at first, and listening back, it was kind of okay. But I love that they included Steve Blum, and he's a huge fan of him because he watched Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's a fan of Naruto too. Everybody's a fan of Naruto. But we have you mentioned NoFX.
Well, they like the Blue Hearts.
The Blue Hearts.
They like some Japanese punk bands. So
yeah, you said Japan is like really big into punk music.
Oh, Japan is huge into punk music.
We could probably talk about like how Western culture influences Japan.
Japan.
Because I mean,
it's like Japanese culture.
They're really big into punk. I feel like there's a huge.
They probably have more of a like percentage wise. They probably have more following from Japanese fans than like more Western civilization. Like as far as like the percentage of people in Japan, that listen to punk to the percentage of people that don't.
Yeah,
that percentage is probably higher than what the percentage is of people in the US.
Yeah, here it's like a niche genre.
Exactly.
Maybe as far as punk, people would just be like Green Day.
Yeah, Blink-182.
Blink-182. Like pop punk.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, I actually do like Japanese punk, like stance punks.
Stance punks.
I remember the girl Chai.
Oh, Chai.
I love them, dude. They're really cool. Like
they're really good.
Or Otomote Beaver.
Is that the one video that you showed me?
That's really trippy.
Made
us freak out, dude. That actually kind of made me paranoid for a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, because I was not in a good place.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was pretty intense. But I mean, there's just a huge list of stars. Even recently, William Eyelashes. AKA Billie Eilish or Eilish, what is it? Eilish.
Mm-hmm.
She her outfit is like she has this huge like design with I think it's Dio from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that, but
didn't see it. I'll have to show it later. It's pretty like I did not expect it. I'm not surprised she like is probably a fan of anime, but I did not anticipate such a reveal like that. Even like football players are definitely more open.
Yeah, Myles Garrett
from the Browns, dude, really cool dude, man. I mean, everybody's a fan of Naruto. I think his one of his visors has like the Sharingan and then the Rinnegan.
Oh yeah,
sick. It's one of the newer pictures.
I saw a picture of that.
Yeah, I mean, he even rolled up to practice with like a Naruto headband.
Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy.
It's weird. Well, because like I mean, years ago, okay, like nobody's gonna mess with Myles Garrett. The dude's like 6'3", weighs like 250, right?
I'll call him out.
You call him out?
No,
yeah. I'll call him out and I'll see what's that. I'll take a hit, whatever. But
maybe we'll trade a hit for a guest appearance on the show.
Yeah, maybe. Seems like a cool dude though. But who else? Like people are definitely a lot of athletes actually seem to be more like accepting. Like they're definitely willing to like say, hey, I'm a fan of anime.
Yeah.
There was one. I can't remember. He was a player a couple years back. He played for the Titans. He was like an offensive lineman. I think it was I don't know if it was like during the training camp or preseason. They were staying in this hotel, And in that hotel, they were having a convention, anime convention. And he just like went down. He was hanging out.
Dang, that's crazy.
And there's actually another player that went to Otakon. I think it was Otakon or one of these conventions from Green Bay. I can't remember his name.
He was at Otakon in DC?
I think it was Otakon.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but it was one of these. He made a guest appearance for Viz Media panel.
Really?
And he dressed up as, I think it was the Reikage. The Reikage? It's the, I can't remember. One of the Naruto characters. Mm-hmm. I was like, what? That's like, he cosplayed.
Yeah, so it's a football player?
Yeah. It's nobody would expect that. I mean, who else is on the list? We have John Cena, who's a huge fan of Fist of the North Star. Mm-hmm. And then
Zac
you have
Efron is like a fan of Death Note.
And that's your guy because you love Death Note.
Yeah.
So a lot of...
I do like Zac Efron movies too, like High School Musical, 1, 2, 3. All my favorites.
17 Again too?
No, I'm just kidding. Bad Grandpa.
I did like 17 Again though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the one where he go like, it's him and the guy who played Chandler, right? It was the guy who played Chandler? Matthew Perry.
Oh yeah, that's him as an old adult.
Yeah.
And then he goes back. Yeah.
And it's Zac Efron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Bad Grandpa was really good, and Neighbors with Seth Rogen. I
never got to watch Neighbors.
You never watched Neighbors?
Yeah.
Dang, dude, we gotta sit down one of these days.
I think that was probably when I wasn't really watching like a lot of movies.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah. So I mean, definitely there's a celebrity presence too, which is that's gonna change the culture a lot.
That's huge
because if there's celebrities that are promoting anime, there's gonna be so many more people that jump on that bandwagon, like, oh, Kim Kardashian likes anime. I'm gonna watch anime. I mean, because that's how people live their lives for the most part anymore. They just look to these social media influencers or like celebrities, and it's like they base their life off of that.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's really weird. I was gonna say something about somebody that's huge into anime, and I just like blanked out, like a big star. It's on the tip of my nose.
What do they act in, or
I don't know. I can't remember. All right, whatever. But the other thing is like American animation, and even I think like a lot of Canadian shows too take a lot of influence from anime, because there's like a huge list of animated shows here.
I mean, you could go on and on and on for like all these shows.
Yeah.
I mean, Teen Titans.
Then you have like the I don't know what it is about Canada, but I think they like anime a lot too.
Yeah.
Because there was like, I think I'm pretty sure Megas XLR, Totally Spies, and then Martin Mystery were all animated in Canada.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were animated in Canada.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't Steve Blum and Wendy Lee in Megas XLR?
Yes, they were. I'm pretty sure it was in Canada. But that's Megas XLR was awesome, dude.
Dude, I love that show.
Yeah, dude, that was... You like giant robots. We love...
Like...
No, I think it's love.
Is it love?
Love giant robots. Dude, that show is awesome. Chicks. Yeah, chicks.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's Dig. Chicks dig giant robots. Dude, that's one of the best shows. Yeah. Obviously, there's Boondocks, too.
Boondocks. I know. As a kid, I always felt like it was anime.
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't, but I felt like it should be.
The comedy, obviously the comedy and the way everything is.
But the art style.
It reminds me a lot of Afro Samurai and to an extent Samurai Champloo.
Yeah.
But Afro Samurai
and
for
to
sure.
Another extent, like Samurai Jack. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, what?
Because you said Afro Samurai and
Afro
Samurai Champloo,
yeah.
so Samurai Jack.
Samurai Jack, good show.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the last season.
Dude. Well, wait, didn't they come out with a remake for it?
What, Samurai Jack?
Yeah.
No, they came out with a final season.
Oh, okay.
I have the whole series. We should watch it if you're a fan.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I love Samurai Jack. Yeah. That's one of those shows where I'd watch it, and it was always in a different part.
Yeah.
So I didn't keep up with it.
Yeah, same. I used to always watch it at my dad's because my mom would not let me watch that.
Yeah.
So that was like one of the drawbacks. But then obviously you have the biggest, like, not anime.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could consider it an anime, and if you did, it would probably be one of the best anime out there. And that's Avatar: Last Airbender.
I knew you were about to throw that out there.
The detail to the show, like, because it's made by Americans, but they research so much Asian culture, and it feels like such an authentic series. Like the origins of everybody, the mythology. It's a very deep series for for something that was made for kids, like really young kids. I mean, like as a kid, I didn't appreciate it as much, but rewatching it, like I think just last year.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. I need to rewatch it. I haven't watched it in a long time.
Dude, it's really good. It's like really, really good. Surprisingly.
I'd probably totally have a different take on it.
Oh no, dude! I'll bring the Blu-ray and let you watch it because I think it's a lot better.
Yeah, definitely need to borrow that DVD.
Blu-ray. Don't disrespect me, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like do you? Okay, so it's awesome that everybody kind of is accepting anime a little more. Mm-hmm. Maybe they're not the biggest fans, but they're like not as
or they at least watch some of it.
Yeah, they'll watch. Like they'll know
some mainstream stuff,
but they won't like attack you. Like back in the day, I'm sure kids have gotten beaten up for it.
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, probably even today, depending on where you live.
Yeah.
But do you think like it's a good thing that anime is becoming mainstream? Because I remember a few years back, I was listening to an episode of Pataku. Mm-hmm. And I think Giguk was against it because like the quality of the shows would decline, or like the really niche genres wouldn't be as big. So something like cutesy shows.
Oh, I could see. I can see where it comes from because they're gonna produce stuff that's popular, and if everybody starts watching it, they're gonna just make shows that are just, let's say, for example, like My Hero.
Yeah.
If everybody flocks to My Hero, and you have millions and millions of people in the whole world that are watching this show, they're going to make a bunch of shows that are very similar to that.
Yeah. I mean, like Japan, I know, I can't remember what director, or like it was some big head in like Japanese animation. He was saying that like we make anime for like Japanese audience, but Cowboy Bebop and Trigun, both series bombed in Japan, but they did so well in the U.S. They made movies for both of them.
Yeah.
And it's like, what?
It's really weird because some shows are like do really, really well in Japan and bomb here, or vice versa.
Yeah. What is it? So Cowboy Bebop is probably one of the most like revered shows here. Japan, not really.
Yeah.
But then there's Gintama, very big show in Japan,
but
not here.
Yeah,
and I think it's obviously the comedy. It's very like
very different.
Very different.
Well, yeah, they're gonna respond to different comedy styles and everything.
So, I think that's what Giguk's point was, is that like the reason people watch anime is to get that different feeling.
Yeah,
but here in the U.S., the most popular genres are like action. So Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, and those are popular in Japan too. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah,
but they also have like a lot of other shows that they appreciate.
Yeah,
that we in the North America at least doesn't appreciate as much. At least the mainstream anime fans. I would say.
like K-On!
In
Japan.
That's a huge show in Japan.
But here it would only appeal to a select group of people.
Yeah, it's definitely a very niche show. Lucky Star too.
Yeah, Lucky Star.
Yeah, because like Moe was really big. It's weird. Moe is like hard to define, but it kind of manifested itself into a genre. So
yeah, dude,
what's up?
I need to look this up because.
Are you good?
What's the show we've been watching called?
Oh, Maidens of the Savage Season. What do you want to say about it?
In your savage. Oh, Maidens in your savage season.
In your savage season.
Yeah, in your savage season. Yeah, that's like a show I would not show to.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I got to reformulate my thought, so go ahead.
Well, yeah, it is. It's weird. I feel like it has to do with something with like sex. I don't feel like sex is as taboo here. In Japan, it's definitely more taboo. But a lot of their shows joke more, like have more sexual jokes.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm tripping because I feel like at least in the U.S. We're more conservative with that stuff. Or am I kind of like
as far as showing it on television? Or
yeah, because like,
but you also got to look at America is in a stage where we're trying not to objectify women as much, and we're trying to put them into more of a dominant role or a lead role, and like just putting women into a different light where as in anime and
where they're not either
in Japan, they're still kind of behind and don't respect women the same way we do.
I don't know.
And
I know where you're coming from. I do know where you're coming from, but because I'm thinking of like other shows where they do show women like in pretty big role, like Ghost in the Shell is one of the bigger ones. You have
I mean, they do, but at the same time, like
she is kind of sexualized in a way.
Yeah,
yeah, I do know what you mean. Like it's really
kind of like when Kill la Kill came out. It was a huge.
That was a huge show.
Well, it was a huge show, but it was also a huge controversy.
It was definitely controversial.
Because she was so objectified in that show.
Yeah. But, I mean, the whole point of the show is, like, it's weird. It's Japan tries to have, like, a deep message in some of their anime, but I think the way they show it is a huge turnoff. Because Kill la Kill is another show I'm pretty sure it did pretty well here.
Yeah.
But I would not show it to somebody that's not an anime fan.
Yeah,
or somebody that's
I feel
not
like that's the
it.
show I wanted to bring up that I wouldn't show to anybody that's not
Kill
an
la
anime fan.
Because the whole like message we talked about it before, right? The whole message.
Well,
is
it was
like,
about like student council and stuff like that, and kind of how much they have a lot of power.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like her like acceptance, like accepting her body.
Yeah.
Like
there's a couple messages.
Yeah.
Like, well, it wasn't really a message. It was just kind of like a statement. About certain things that were going on that time. Yeah, but like accepting your own body and your own skin and all that kind of stuff. It wasn't really meant to sexualize her, but I'm sure it was in a way to draw in like, an attraction to the show.
Yeah.
But overall, the message was accepting yourself and feeling comfortable in your own skin.
Yeah, I'm trying. Well, because I mean, it's weird. You can't. I feel like you can't really say they objectify men because it's not. It doesn't carry the same like weight.
Yeah,
when objectifying women, because like it's more like historically women get more objectified. Because then you could bring out like if we're going back to like fan service when we talked about fan service, Free has fan service. Like a lot of those guys, like no, I mean there's some high schoolers that can look like that, but for the most part, come on, let's be real, they're not going to be as muscular as that, right?
Even those guys are ripped.
Yeah, Kuroko no Basket. All those shows are really huge with the female population too.
Yeah,
in Japan specifically too. Japan's really weird actually. Like Love Live is really popular for men, but then Kuroko no, like a lot of shonen adaptations like Kuroko no Basket.
Yeah,
Free to an extent could be a shonen. Haikyuu really popular with the women.
Yeah,
whereas Love Live, K-On, Lucky Star really popular with men.
Yeah. Well, I mean, most women are more attracted to men, and most men are more attracted to women.
Well, I mean, you would think that men would like more sports.
Yeah, that's
what I mean. And then, like...
But again, you have different interests because there's a whole different culture, so...
Well, because, like...
It's just interesting to see.
And then you could... So, going back to...
like here, you'd be like, hell yeah, sports. Let me watch some basketball.
Yeah. But, damn, what was I saying? I forgot. I need to take control right now.
Take control?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know, dude. I really don't know. You kind of threw me under the bus here because, I mean, the rest of this, I can't. I'm not even gonna.
What's up, dude?
You just threw me under the bus here, man.
No,
like,
dude. Just say
you were in the middle of something. And
I forgot what I was gonna say. Something about anime. And then how when it comes here.
When it comes here?
Yeah. Now I can't remember.
Oh, okay. So, well, I mean, that was pretty much like all we had mapped out for that specific topic anyways.
Yeah.
So.
Did you want to do this other topic? Because this is supposed to be a 2-topic discussion. If you want to. You want to bring it up?
Let's see.
We still got time.
Yeah. Do you want to start with the 90s, though?
Yeah, so do you want to give them background on what we...
I'll give them background.
So
basically, we're going to talk about like the next genre that's going to blow up, in our opinion, and what we kind of foresee. So,
because this is like based on the past couple episodes when we did like Q&As, a lot of people were asking like how we felt about isekai.
Yeah.
And that's like clearly the biggest genre of like, a specific time period, like 2000s, right? But you said you wanted to go back to like 90s.
Yeah, I mean, like we put in our list like the 70s and how it was like super robots.
You could debate this as much as you want to. This is just kind of like what we saw as the biggest genres of like each decade.
And then like 80s was the rise of like real mecha, like Gundam.
Like real robots.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. What else did you want to say? Like Macross.
Yeah, Macross, Pat Labor. Because the 70s had like the super robots, which is Mazinger. I can't remember what other
Great
shows.
Mazinger, and then
and then they had like Super Sentai stuff. But the 80s was definitely the rise of like the mecha, like very political, very complex,
like a
series.
military based mecha.
But there's no superpowers for the most part. They throw in some like random stuff here and there, but for the most part, it's grounded in a way.
Yeah.
Right. And then in the 90s was the rise of like
like. Why are you gonna stop in the middle of your
sentence?
Because
I'm trying to give you a shot, bro.
You're trying to throw it to me?
Yeah.
Pass the ball, hot potato. Yeah. So like the rise of Yu Yu Hakusho, or sorry, not the rise of Yu Yu Hakusho, the rise of like shonen. Like Yu Yu
Hakusho was definitely really big
like
in the 90s.
Dragon Ball Z, Slam Dunk, Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah, we put like the most I guess not necessarily a genre, but we felt like shonen, like at least
as a whole, was starting
to manifest into a genre, because shonen means boy, right? Yeah, that's what it translates to. But here in the West, it's kind of a genre in its own way.
Well, most of shonens,
like when we think of
Shonen Jump.
Yeah, when we think of shonen, it's like Fairy Tail, Bleach, One Piece, Naruto, battle shonen.
Yeah.
But shonen can be anything. It could be like romance shonen, Rosario Vampires that. It could be like more of a grounded shonen. There's an acting shonen.
There's so many subgenres of it.
But when we think of shonen, it's definitely more battle oriented.
Battle shonen.
But yeah, that was definitely like more adaptations were coming out around that time.
Yeah. And then we also had like in the 2000s.
No, that's you, dude. Those are your favorite shows.
I threw it to you, man. I threw you the potato.
I'm not taking it.
We're not going to take it.
We're not going to take it.
No! So 2000, since Alex won't take it, is like moe.
Yeah.
A lot of moe.
Moe. It's weird. Moe isn't a genre either, but it like manifested itself into
a genre,
like when you say moe, you know what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
That's like the cutesy shows, K-On!
For the most part, yeah.
Lucky
There's some
Star.
other stuff that's like kind of moe still, but like
I would say early 2000s. That's when that like it obviously prior to that, it was like kind of getting traction, but it was definitely the 2000s where that's where it was
like his and her circumstances. I would consider like
to an extent. Well, there's like so there can be characters that are just moe, like cute characters,
exactly, and then there can be a whole show that's moe,
just revolves around the whole like
moe characters.
K-On! Is literally the manifestation of moe.
Yeah,
that is what moe is. K-On! Is moe, and love it or hate it, it did really well.
Yeah,
and it's weird. I like it, but I hate it.
I like it, but I can't watch a moe. I have to. I use it as more of a revival show.
Well, that's what it's supposed to be.
You watch like a dark show, like Another or Future Hellgirl, something like that, and you're just like depressed and just scared.
Yeah, in a dark place.
Yeah, in a dark place, and you just want to cuddle up and cry.
Yeah,
but then you turn on Lucky Star.
Yeah, Lucky Star for sure.
And Konata comes up, and you're like, oh.
Especially
my life.
Wendy Lee dubbing that.
Oh, Wendy Lee, I
do like the dub for Lucky Star.
Yeah.
I mean, but 2000s obviously had like other things. It was definitely more shonen too. Like,
well, that's when it really started to pick up.
Yeah,
that's it. Like it gained its traction in like I feel like more like the late 90s.
Yeah,
like mid to late 90s, and then like hit the ground running in the early 2000s because you had One Piece that came out. I mean, as far as in the U.S.,
One Piece was early 90s.
Yeah, well, it was like 99, right?
98, 99.
But it took longer for it to be dubbed. And then they did the 4Kids dub, and then Funimation did the redubbed it.
Although, like, in Japan, One Piece has always been big.
Yeah.
But in the U.S., it was hard.
And then,
Bleach.
Well, yeah, Bleach. Yeah.
Bleach came out like 2004, and then Naruto came out like 2000, 2002.
No, I think that was 2003, 2004.
Well, it was dubbed in 2005.
Okay. Yeah.
It was dubbed in 2005, but it came out in Japan, I think 2002 or 2003. You could be something like that.
Somewhere around
early 2000s. But moe was always kind of in the back, just slowly building up.
Yeah.
And then once K-On! Aired, that's definitely all you got was Love Live. Came out
Love
around
Live.
that time.
Yeah, Love Live.
So yeah, but now in the 2000s, we have your favorite genre.
My favorite genre in the 2000s, or you mean the 2010s?
2010s.
It's not my favorite genre.
That's your favorot genre, dude.
Don't even call me out like that, son.
Dude,
Don't
all
even,
these shows that you listed
son, you're
are
about to get
basically
stole.
your favorite shows, dude.
What? You need to get out of here with that.
So
this is about to be one guy in a warehouse.
Dang. Dude, I'll report you.
To who?
You know who. And then I'll get you in trouble.
Oh.
I won't say it out loud, though.
Yeah.
Because I respect
Maybe after
you.
hours or something like that.
After hours, yeah.
So, 2010s was like isekai.
Isekai.
Yeah.
So we
like
have
Konosuba, Overlord.
Konosuba's like, Konosuba's an isekai, but it's like a parody of isekai almost, because it makes fun of it in a way. Like he's got to defeat the demon lord, but then it's like a whole joke about like he's just never gonna get to that point. I feel like.
Yeah.
Like because like other isekai, there, even if it's a slow progression, there is some progression.
Yeah.
But Konosuba, for the most part, is just
it's just a bunch of randomness, and like
But that's what we like about it. But then we have Overlord, which you're a huge fan of. Oh, you were at least.
I like the first season, and then the second season and the third season just kind of I fell off. Yeah. I really didn't care for it. I didn't like how they did the story. Mm-hmm. They showed some stuff like in each season, and then never really followed up with it. They might be doing it later on in another season, but it just kind of threw me off because it would make like a point, like in one scene. It made a point for, I forget the chick's name, but she's the vampire. She like sees this guy and makes a point to show like that she knows him or something like that. And then it just leaves that be, and then the season ended and never even talked about it. Yeah. So,
well, I think the biggest problem with like a lot of isekai is that they're light novel adaptations. So I'm not sure how long it takes for light novel adaptation, like for light novels to build up enough chapters.
Yeah.
As opposed to like manga, especially since most manga is either weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. Sometimes it's quarterly too. I've seen that, but I think that's rare, very rare. But so you have a lot of isekai that are coming out that are just not gonna get another season. I think one is No Game No Life didn't get another season.
Did it not?
No, it got a movie.
Yeah. Okay. That's
I don't know.
We watched the movie.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. The Rise of Shield Hero is one of the newer isekai.
I've heard that's a pretty good one, though.
I've heard different things. I've heard it's bad. I've heard it's good. I've heard it's just an isekai.
I heard it's like a different take on isekai. Like it's isekai, but it's like
I'm just so tired of it.
I'm curious to watch it. I don't know. I saw some scenes from it. I'm kind of curious to watch it. So I might pick it up. Yeah. But I'm not. It's not like a priority.
Like the seeds of isekai were planted long ago. I feel like this was
the seeds-sekais?
The seeds.
The seeds-sekais?
The seeds of isekai?
Yeah, seeds-sekais.
Okay.
I don't know. Sorry, I was trying to start something that didn't work.
I don't know, but like Escaflowne is it's one of the earliest ones that I can think of off the top of my head. Then you had Inuyasha to an extent because she goes like back in time basically. 2000s there was the Dot Hack series, which I'm assuming had some influence into SAO, which then came out into 2010s, which I feel like was the kind of like the real like starter for.
But I don't feel like SAO is it considered isekai?
Yeah, isekai. The whole idea of isekai is being transported into another world. So video game world or anything like that, it still counts as an isekai. Okay. Like because we're used to like the fantasy settings, which is still a fantasy setting, but it's more of a game. Well, I mean, what is it? Slime. It has a video game. The time I got reincarnated into a slime. That's got video game elements.
They're literally in different realms, different universes. Yeah. In the isekais. Yeah. In SAO, they're not in a different universe.
It's a game, it's a universe.
But they're
in the
still
game.
Technically in the real world.
It's still an isekai though. Okay. That's what the whole idea of an isekai is, to be transported into a different world. Because Dot Hack is an isekai. Okay. Yeah. Log Horizon, isekai. But so we're tired of that genre anyway. Yeah. And basically the whole point of this was just to give background, because we're gonna like kind of explain what we think is the next genre that's gonna kind of replace isekai, because I feel like it's sort of coming to an end in a way. Like there's just, I don't know how much more you can do this. But did you want to give your Because we just came out with one idea for each of us.
Wait, I just got to say this.
What?
According to GameSpot, Sword Art Online is not an isekai and never really has been. It's similar, but they are not in another world, and most of the time they aren't even trapped and just log in and out at will. They're just playing a video game.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
Just had to make my point.
I guess, dude. Anyway, did you want to give what you think the new genre is going to be?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
So basically, I don't know. I'm super curious to see where a lot of these shows like Fire Force, Copcraft, BEM go. And then you got Premiere, the movie coming out. I feel like there's going to be a lot of first responder anime coming out.
First responder?
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a big genre this season.
First responder.
Well, because you also have the Psycho-Pass third season coming out, right?
Yeah, they're doing movies and they're doing a third season.
Yeah. So that's... And how long? When did the second season come out? It's been like 2016.
Well, the first season came out in 2011, I think, or 12.
Mm-hmm.
And then so it came out. I think it came out in 2015.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, so like
15, 16, something like that. Mm-hmm.
I could see that, like first responder, like police, detectives.
Yeah.
That's a really unique one because. It's not. I don't know how you would categorize it as a genre.
Well, it's more like a subgenre than an actual genre itself.
Yeah. It's genres in anime are really weird. I don't know.
2014 though, in Psycho-Pass season 2.
Okay. But I feel like mecha is gonna make a comeback.
Yeah, you were telling me that.
Because last year we had 3 mecha, but for the most part, all 3 were pretty well received.
Mm-hmm.
There was I think there was 3, or at least I only know of 3. It was Darling in the Franxx. What is it? I'm tripping. Planet With. Planet With.
IBO, Gundam IBO, that came out.
No, that
was
that
the year before, right?
That was back in the day. That's 2015.
Was that 2015?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And then
I came into that one late because we saw a trailer for it at Katsucon.
Yeah. Well, that was for the dub.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But then what's the other one? SSSS. Gridman.
Oh yeah,
that was a pretty big one too. That's more of a super robot, but I feel like just mecha in general is gonna make a comeback because there was, I don't know. I feel like Trigger is just there, obviously, like a little like a child birth from the ashes of Gainax.
Yeah,
and Sunrise is obviously still doing Gundam.
Mm-hmm.
I heard Macross was getting another series.
Really,
I could be wrong. And then we're having Code Geass, which is supposed to have 10 years of content coming out.
What?
Yeah, that's what I heard. It's supposed to be 10 years of content for Code Geass.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like mecha. Oh, Promare is a mecha.
Yeah.
Or has mechas at least.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just feel like mecha is gonna make a comeback. I'm kind of excited.
Yeah.
I really want it to happen.
I feel like you always thought I was more into mecha, but
you seem all your favorite shows that you tell me were freaking mecha.
Eureka 7?
Well, that's the only show that I cared that you watched.
Yeah.
You kept recommending it to me. Well, no, there was other. Well, you like Gurren Lagann.
I like Gurren Lagann, yeah.
I
watched that way later than Eureka 7.
That's true. You'd like the idea of IBO.
Yeah.
But I don't think you've ever started.
No, I never really got into the
You did enjoy
yet.
Darling in the Franxx, though.
I did like Darling in the Franxx, but I think that's because it was so similar to Gurren Lagann and Eureka 7 in a way.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
You watched the Avon. Oh yeah, then the new rebuild movie.
Oh yeah,
Evangelion is going to come out.
Well,
next
that's
year.
they've been talking about that for like 3 years now.
Yeah, I think this is the biggest gap between movies. I think the third one came out in 2012, and this new one it's 8 years basically.
Yeah,
I think the first rebuild movie came out in 2007, so it's definitely a very huge gap. And then who knows? I want to watch it dubbed, so who knows how long? I mean, I know they've gotten better, but.
It could still take some time.
Yeah, I think when the third movie came out, it took like 2 years.
Wow.
Because something was up with the script, and then the studio, I can't remember. I know Gainax is doing the collaboration with Hideaki Anno's studio.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I can't remember what it was. But I think they disagreed with the script or something and they had to redo it. Yeah. So it was like, it's crazy. So who knows when that's going to happen. But I don't know. I feel like Mecha's going to make a comeback. I want it to happen.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to a mecha like comeback.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, if they did some stuff like Gurren Lagann or Eureka 7, I'd be totally down for that. Yeah, I could totally get that.
it's weird. Like I've never been that big of a fan of mecha, but it was kind of sad to see it die out. I think the last year where it was a pretty decent mecha year was like 2013, 2014. I think that was like when Aldenoa Zero came out. I can't remember. I think that's what it was called, Aldenoa Zero. It wasn't that good of a show. At least I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But excited for mecha.
Yeah. No, that'd be interesting to see for sure. So, I mean, you guys let us know what you think.
Yeah.
What you think the next big genre is going to be.
Yeah. Well, do we still have time, or do you think we're done?
I think we covered pretty much everything we wanted to cover. So
yeah, I think this was all right. Cool. It was really productive, and we did a decent job, I guess.
Well, follow us on Instagram at TGW Podcast or Professor_Otaku, and you have a Facebook out now, right?
I do have a Facebook, same name, Professor Otaku.
Yeah. There is one for Two Guys in a Warehouse podcast.
Definitely give that one a follow.
Yeah.
Where are you? Do you have a Twitter for?
Yeah, I have a tweeter.
A tweeter.
At TGW_Dylan, but there's I don't really post daily on that. So.
Oh.
Well, I don't post daily on the Instagram either, but
And then before I forget, thank you to Tyler.
For the new art
from Otakusphere. Shout out to him.
That's awesome.
Check out his podcast. He hasn't done a new episode. His last episode was still really good though. He had a discussion with anime philosophy.
Oh wow.
She does a lot more in-depth character analysis or just a lot of philosophical stuff. Some things that are too complex for my mind.
Yeah. You have a very small mind. So.
I do have a small mind.
You're not small-minded. You just have a small brain.
I do like Fire Force. And you like Fire Force too. We'll be small-minded together.
I mean, I get why people don't like it, but
I absolutely understand.
So, but so thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yep. Bless.